Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought we would take a look at your next relationship and just get some quick general information about some things to expect. And with that said, please feel free to pause the video, pick whichever card is speaking the most to you, and let's get into today's reading. Hello Pile 1 and welcome to your reading. If you chose the French fries, this is going to be your reading for today, where we are taking a quick look at your next relationship and just seeing what Spirit has to say about it. And with that said, let's get right into it. What can you tell me? Okay. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Empress, the Seven of Wands. I'm loving this story about a self-care journey. We'll get the full context when we get into the reading, but there's definitely messages here about, just like a self-care journey here. So that might be part of your next relationship. Might be like a catalyst for, for doing some self-care. And let's get one more card. Okay. There's one that flipped. Oh my goodness. Okay. So here's the thing. I don't want to take too many cards because, this spread, I don't want to, this is supposed to be a shorter reading. I don't want to make the spread too complicated. However, I think the cards, sorry, one fell on the floor. I think the cards that came out are like super important. So the one that came out on its own was the Ten of Cups, which is a beautiful card, a beautiful kind of ending to this spread, because when these four cards came out together. So it's like, this is the work we're doing in the relationship, and then this is the eventual goal, and if you're looking for a long-term relationship, there's a lot of really positive potential here in your next relationship to reach this Ten of Cups with this person. The message is, it'll probably take some work, but the good news is, like, this is a relationship wherein you can do that work. Like, there's a potential to achieve a Ten of Cups ending here, which is really positive. And when we took these first four cards, I wasn't sure, so, and I try to be honest. Try to always be compassionate, but I do give honest messages in relationship readings. But this is a positive message. And then there were two other cards that came out, and specifically because of what they are, I want to share them with you. So we also had the Hermit and the Lovers. So I would say that first of all, with the Lovers, it could be a confirmation that this is a soulmate or a soul level connection. Obviously, the Lovers in a romance reading is a positive message, and it does talk about soulmate level connection. There's also a message with the Lovers card about following your heart and making a choice to follow your heart. So there could be a choice involved in this relationship that we don't know what choice you or the other person is going to make, but there's, again, a potential for real long-term happiness, long-term relationship, white picket fence ending, whatever you want here. But with the Hermit, it might require some soul searching. It might require some deep healing. So I wanted to show you these two cards because they did come out. So I think that's just some additional context. It's almost like taking the back of the deck, except we got two back of the deck cards instead of one. And with that said, I am going to grab your oracle cards, and then we'll get into the reading. So the first oracle card, okay, interesting, okay. So we have Yakult, which I've never heard of. I don't know what that is. But it looks like it might be some sort of like dairy beverage. It says passive, biased, and spiritless. And I think that's really interesting. I think that might have something to do with what's going on over here with these swords cards, and maybe the need to develop this Seven of Wands, this self-protective energy here. There might be something, again, because we're ending with the Ten of Cups, like, this is giving me the sense, like, this is the type of relationship that feels like a safe haven where you can do healing work in this relationship. It's like, this is a really healing relationship. This might be part of what is being healed, like this passivity, having certain biases and feeling spiritless, like if that makes sense. You might recognize that as one of your energies. You might have dealt with being a little bit codependent, or or just passive in relationships. That might have been like a behavior that you would recognize with yourself. Maybe you didn't feel comfortable or confident standing up for yourself. It might have come from a place of low self-esteem. We're healing that in this relationship. And it could be, if that doesn't resonate for you, it could be true for the other person in the relationship. It could be true for your partner who's coming in for you. This is going to be the type of relationship that is healing for them as well. So I wanted to say that. And then we have, oh, I love this. We have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. I think this is really important. This might be part of, when I was talking about the Lover's card, I was talking about, yes, it does talk about a soulmate, the potential to have a really strong soul level connection. But there's also a choice involved. Like, you need to kind of make a choice to commit to that. Make a choice to open up these lines of communication, to talk about your honest thoughts and feelings, whatever's going on in your head. So sharing that with your partner, being open to receiving with the Empress there, knowing that you are divinely protected and that you can clearly communicate healthy boundaries with each other. Super important. But it starts with having these conversations. That's really important. There might be things you feel you need to express that, like, for example, things you might have realized in hindsight were important to have told a past partner, or like recognizing previous breakdowns in communication from past connections, and then feeling like you need to express that, but that partner is no longer here. So it's like even talking that out with your current partner, I think is something, again, that's going to be really healing. And, and these heart-to-heart conversations usually lead to deeper intimacy because they lead to a greater amount of understanding, and being vulnerable with a partner is again, it's a great way to build trust in a connection. So I think that's going to be super important. Okay. Yeah, release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So I definitely see that as being part of the Seven of Wands here. Yeah, so definitely like letting go of something from the past, letting go of things that might have happened in past relationships, and focusing on healing from that stuff. Again, just getting a sense, this relationship has the real potential to be a real safe haven for both of you. And that's really kind of the first kind of initial thing that has popped into my head here. It's interesting that we're starting with the Nine of Swords. Sometimes, depending on the context of the reading and the other energies in the spread, sometimes that can be, a warning sign or a red flag for a relationship. But the fact that it's the first card out and then it's immediately followed by the Four of Swords is telling me that these might be like old wounds. Old trauma, old pain, maybe, we're related to an ex or a past relationship that one or the both of you is bringing into this connection to be healed. The Nine of Swords talks about like heavy feelings, heavy thoughts, anxiety, depression, sleepless nights. Like you can see the birds here that representing this person's thoughts. Most of them are dark. There's one like kind of ray of hope here, but most of these are dark thoughts, and this person is not sleeping, kind of just holding their face in their hands in despair. Thought spirals, negative self-talk, low self-esteem. That type of thing is all tied up in the Nine of Swords. And again, the positive message here is we're immediately moving into the Four of Swords. So this might be what one or the both of you are bringing into the relationship to be healed. The Four of Swords talks about rest. It talks about recovery. It talks about being in a safe place, reaching a place of stability after a period of trauma or heartbreak. That's when you can see this person's like all curled up in the fetal position in a safe nest here, with their heart just kind of open and vulnerable here. Like, this is a safe place to have my heart open, and that is going to feel so natural with the Empress being right here. The Empress in a relationship reading talks about an easy relationship. It is going to feel so easy to establish a genuine emotional bond with this person. Nothing needs to be forced. Nothing needs to be micromanaged. I think that, and especially with the Seven of Wands, I think there's an important distinction between the energy here on this Yakult, or that's how I'm pronouncing it. This card here, with passive, biased, and spiritless, like this is giving me this energy, like drained, depressed. I'm not standing up for myself because I have low self-esteem, because I feel worthless, because, and my biases are, maybe I'm biased against myself, or I have, beliefs about the world that I'm projecting outward that are based in inaccuracies, or they're based in, again, like low self-esteem. You know, I'm projecting those thoughts and feelings out into the world. And then again, spiritless, it's like drained, depressed, like exhausted feeling, you know, and then taking that and turning it into the Empress, which is an energy of being receptive. And it's a more passive energy because it represents the divine feminine. It's a more passive energy than the divine masculine. But it's not, the Empress has a backbone, you know. It's not an energy of being a doormat. You know, it's not an energy of letting other people trample all over your boundaries. It's not that. It's just being open, having an open heart chakra, things that are, like it is, again, open heart. You know, because we know that we are protected and that we can protect ourselves. The Seven of Wands, it's like, I need to protect myself. I need to protect my energy. And this might be, with all this energy here, there might also be a message. This person might be spiritual, or they might have gone through a lot of therapy, because I can see the two of you really connecting on, you know, a lot of the principles that we talk about in therapy, and a lot of the principles we talk about in the spiritual community. You know, protecting your energy, how to protect your energy from narcissistic people, from toxic people, from energy vampires. You know, and to do that in a way that is both compassionate and firm at the same time. And that can be really difficult to learn how to do that. And I think that that is something that the two of you are going to connect on with this heart-to-heart conversations. Like when you're honestly discussing your feelings, the energy of the Empress here is like, this is easy. It is easy to connect on a heart level with this person. Like this could even be saying how you're going to recognize this relationship is that without even intending to, you're going to find yourself opening up to this person. Because your soul knows that this is a safe person. Even if you feel closed, like you're closed off, even if you feel like you're just not open to a new connection, or like, you know, you don't even know how to start doing this heart chakra healing. Like, again, this, I'm just getting the sense like Spirit's bringing this person into your life to help you heal. And there's an aspect of releasing your ex, like releasing these past energies, healing from past energies in a way that is very healing, very balanced. Like if you are used to, this might be something that resonates for you. If it's not, don't take it. But if you resonate as having like had chaotic or very dramatic connections in the past, this is not that. This relationship is going to feel like the easiest thing in the world, because the two of you are so connected. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you've ever experienced that with somebody, just like instantly clicking with somebody. And just knowing that they're a safe person, you can trust your intuition about that. This person is a safe person. And I can see if you make the choice to lean into this connection and to open up your heart to this person, again, we have the possibility of the Ten of Cups here, which is a very beautiful card to have in any relationship reading. It talks about extreme emotional fulfillment and being able to achieve the future that you want together, like building a future together with your partner that is emotionally fulfilling for both of you. You know, with there's all 10 cups, you can't have any more cups than that. That's the most amount of cups. That's the most amount of fulfillment. And the two of you are working together to fill all 10 of these cups. And it's like whatever future you envision for yourself, if you want to get married, you want to have children, that definitely tied up into the message of the 10 of Cups. But it's also like just whatever future you envision for yourself, whatever works best for you. If it's just you and your partner, that forever, you know, then what this card is telling me is the two of you would be in alignment about that. And it's like, this is beautiful long-term potential. And this is a beautiful message. And I have one last piece of advice. If with the Release Your Ex card, the time has come to clear your energy. There might be a message that if you want to bring this relationship in a little bit quicker, it might be a good idea to do whatever kind of rituals are helpful for you in terms of energy clearing, using crystals, doing energy clearing meditations like music meditations. I will link one in the description that works well for me. And I will be like full honesty, I don't like it. It's like a really discordant note, but it's so effective for me in terms of clearing out other people's energy from my energy field. So I'll link that in the description. And then maybe doing a cord cutting might also be helpful. I also just realized you might not be able to read this card because it's so bright. I'm sorry. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I'm sorry about the lighting in here. I just don't have the best setup, so I'm sorry about that. Hopefully you can read it now. But this is going to be the end of your reading, pile one. I hope you've enjoyed it. It was just a quick little check-in in your next relationship. To see what's going on here and how you might recognize this person. Again, I think the hallmark for this connection is going to be how easy it is to open up to this person, because you're just going to instinctually know that they are a safe person. And to just, the advice would just be to lean into that, as much as you can, as safe as it is for you to do at any given moment. So with that said, I hope that you've enjoyed this reading. If you did like the video, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below and let me know how this resonated for you. If you like my videos and you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. I also have a Patreon where I post bonus videos and an Etsy store where I'm currently doing private readings. So if you're interested in either of those, the link will be in the description. And thank you very much for watching Pile 1, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the hamburger, this is going to be your reading for today, where we are taking a look at your next relationship. This is just a short little video just to get some general information and maybe some idea of how you will be able to recognize this person when they come in, and of course any red flags or warning signs about this relationship that might come up. I don't know, we'll see what comes out in the cards, and with that said, let's get right into it. What can you tell me about Pile 2's next relationship? Okay. Alright, we have the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, very interesting. Okay. What can you tell me about Pile 2's next relationship? Okay. Alright, we have the Seven of Pentacles. What can you tell me about Pile 2's next relationship, Spirit? Okay. Alright, and then we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. This is interesting. Okay, I'm going to get your oracle cards before we get into it. Yeah, this is an interesting energy. We have lots of Pentacles cards, but you or this person might have prominent earth placements or some air placements. Sorry, we are going to take your oracle cards and then we'll get into it. Okay, we have iced lemon tea, which says quiet, secretive, closed off. Okay. We have honeymoon, which says enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Okay, and you deserve love. You are lovable. Okay. So, right off the bat, this might not be a long-term connection. It might be, it could be. I think with the Page of Pentacles here, it has the potential to turn into something long-term. With the honeymoon card and the Knight of Swords into the Seven of Pentacles, into the Page of Pentacles, they're, with the quiet, secretive, closed off, one of you might not be totally available, even if it's just like, it might not be totally emotionally available at the time when you connect. And you might meet this person at a time when it's meant to be a temporary connection, in the sense of like one of you might be traveling or both of you might be traveling. With holiday time, you might be on vacation or they might be on vacation. You might not live in the same city or the same country, or you might be from the same place but both traveling somewhere at the same time, and some sort of quirk of fate like that. But there might be some aspect to the connection where it's like, it could even be, you know, you've just, like or like you've maybe met at like a friend's wedding, you know, and it's like you have fun for that night, but neither one of you has expectations or is available for something that is longer term. Like it's something that's going to start off as more of a casual connection is what I'm trying to say. But I think that like one or the other of you might recognize that this connection has the potential to be something more, but one of you is a little bit closed off, a little bit unavailable, and that it might be emotionally unavailable, and that might be something that you would recognize about your own energy, or it might be something that you know, it's just they're very, very attractive stranger, and you're gonna have fun together, and then it's like the person running away on the Knight of Swords, you know. And initially when these 3 cards came out and I saw this Knight of Swords, I was like, oh, this person might be coming in fast. You know, the Knight of Swords is a very fast moving energy, but the Knight of Swords in this deck in particular is facing away from us, running towards something else, running towards a motorcycle, which is going to take them even faster off somewhere else. And then we have the 7 of Pentacles. You know, is this ever going to pay off? Am I ever going to see this person again? Is it worth committing to this? You know, like that kind of thing. So that's why I'm giving those messages right off the bat. But we are going to start over here with the 5 of Pentacles. Oh, and sorry, with you deserve love, you are lovable. I think the reason why one of you might be a little emotionally closed off, a little bit kind of running away a little bit, maybe a little bit intimidated by this connection, would be because of maybe low self-esteem created by some sort of emotional wound being represented here on this 5 of Pentacles. And again, you might recognize this about yourself. You might be doing heart chakra healing and kind of be in the process of all of that, examining these feelings and working on healing this stuff. That might be something you recognize. Or again, it might be something a little bit deeper going on with this person that you might not realize right off the bat when the 2 of you are initially just having fun together. So again, so starting with the 5 of Pentacles, you know, I said there might be a connection with these messages about needing to learn that you're worthy of love. With the quiet secret, this is like, I'm protecting my heart because I don't trust people because bad things have happened in the past. Feeling abandoned, feeling left out, feeling like you're not lovable, like you're never going to find somebody who sees you for who you are. You're never going to find somebody who's going to love you the way you deserve to be loved. I'm feeling very emotional as I'm saying this. That's the feeling that one of you is bringing into this connection. Or could it be both of you? It might just be one of you. If you recognize this feeling as something you might currently be feeling or currently being trying to repress, I've definitely been there. This connect, like the immediate thing that's coming to me is this connection is coming in to open up your heart chakra. This connection is coming in as a confirmation that you do deserve love. You are lovable, and this person is coming in, and you're coming towards this person. Like you are meant to come together. To just give the message you're worthy of love. You're lovable and beautiful and amazing, and there are going to be people out there who see that about you and know that about you immediately. This is like an ego boost, a self-esteem boost type of connection that's meant to get you out of this 5 of Pentacles space. This hopeless feeling on the 5 of Pentacles, being locked out, being shut out of something. And again, if you're not recognizing that energy, it might be the other person. Like they might need that validation in order to come out of their shell and really see the potential of your connection. And or it could be the other way around. So again, just take it however it resonates. It's a general reading. But for me, that's the reason why we have this 5 of Pentacles here. And the beautiful part of that is we're immediately moving into the 6 of Swords. And this, you know, when these cards came out, I was like, okay, good. We're transitioning away from this energy here. It's a transitional message. And it can, like, it usually comes after a period of trauma, like a really difficult, emotionally, spiritually, mentally difficult period of time. Now we are finally able to move forward. And the beautiful message about this is, not only are we leaving this Five of Pentacles behind, but because we're moving into a period of time where we are establishing new patterns of behavior, we are doing something different in this connection. We are doing something different this time. And we're choosing to commit to a different path this time. We will leave this Five of Pentacles behind forever, for good. We're leaving this feeling behind. And that's like, regardless of whatever happens long term here, that's a beautiful thing. This is the reason why you are going to be connecting with this person. And whether it's for your development or their development or both of your development together, this is it's really important. So that, I would say, these two cards are really the reason for this connection. And then we have the Knight of Swords. And I did say the message I'm getting from this Knight of Swords is, yeah, one of you is not really ready to have your heart opened like this. You know, like a quiet, secretive, closed off. Like, the Knight of Swords is very intellectual, very cerebral, very logical, yeah, very, very rational, not very emotional. In fact, can be quite disconnected from their emotions. And when something gets triggered like this, it might cause them to want to run away. So this might be the type of connection where you're meant to come together to trigger things that need to be healed. Feelings of worthiness, feelings of belonging, feelings of desirability, you know, which are important, meant to transition forward with a high self-esteem, knowing that you're worthy of love. And then, someone is potentially going to run away from that because it's scary or intimidating. And that's going to cause the other person, I think, to question this connection, question, the commitment here. And I think the good news is, we're ending the spread with the Page of Pentacles. Well, there might be a period of time where one of you is a wound gets triggered, and there might be a period of separation. There might be, with the energies here. The silver lining to the Knight of Swords is that they're always honest. And it might be like it's a brutal type of honesty. You know, is it like telling the bare raw truth? Not trying to protect somebody else's feelings. But there's a thread of hope here, in the sense that even though this Knight of Swords, like, is just not very emotionally connected, they're still going to tell the truth. There's an open line of communication here. So I wanted to say that because I think that's what's bringing us into this Seven of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. There's potential here. All is not lost, even if there is a period of separation here. Because while the Seven of Pentacles can describe the feeling of wondering if something's ever going to pay off, am I ever going to see the benefits of my hard work? You know, is this worth it? There's also a message about choosing to nurture something despite not knowing how it's going to turn out, because we're taking it on faith that it's going to be worth it. That's one of the messages of the Seven of Pentacles. And when it comes out in a relationship reading, especially in combination with the Page of Pentacles, there's a message about working together to overcome obstacles, working together to make something work, working together to nurture a connection that might not be easy on paper. Like, there might be some practical obstacle, and that might be why this Knight of Swords is coming out. Like, it might be, you know, again, if someone here is not totally available when this connection happens, they might be in another relationship. They might, have to choose to end that relationship if they want to pursue something with you, for example. Or it could be that, you know, one of you travels a lot for work, or one, you know, if you do meet when you're on vacation, maybe like you live in totally different parts of the world, and that itself can be an obstacle. You know, you'd either have to travel to each other to be together, you know, physically, or long distance can be really hard, you know, and so there could be a practical obstacle, but the you know, and the person can be honest about, you know, the Knight of Swords is going to say, like, is this worth it? We have to ask ourselves those questions, you know. But with the Seven of Page, it's like this is choosing to make a commitment to make it work, and to just see where it goes, because we know there's potential here. And it's kind of like a bad news, good news situation, because the thing with Pentacles is it's the slowest moving. We got a really fast moving Knight of Swords here, but then moving into these two slower moving energies, Page of Pentacles, like it's a more passive energy, and it's Pentacles, which is the slowest moving suit. So this is like making long-term commitments, but things might progress really slowly because we're taking our time, because we're both committed to making it work despite whatever obstacles there are. If you're not up for that, that's totally understandable. Like the message here is, this is the type of connection that takes a lot of work and commitment, but it's because you're working to heal these feelings that are on the Five of Pentacles, which is usually not a process that happens overnight. You know, it could be like really deep-seated fears and feelings, and trauma that might be represented here, that we're going to be moving away from all that stuff. We're going to have a lot of really honest conversations with our partner and ourselves about that. And the idea is there's a lot of potential to make this connection work if the both of you choose to commit to it. And that's the question. So that's a little bit of maybe, you know, it might be bad news in terms of if that's not what you're looking for in terms of a connection. The good news is, I actually looked at the back of the deck. Actually, accidentally, I didn't realize I had put the deck down face up. I looked at the back of the deck and we have the Nine of Cups. And that's a beautiful card. And I think that, you know, again, there's a message here. You do not need to choose to commit to this connection. If it is too difficult, if you're not ready for it, whatever, you know, if it doesn't feel like the right thing, if you don't want to put work into opening up somebody who has a closed heart chakra, if you're not like up for doing that type of emotional work or helping somebody else heal, you know, however this resonates for you, if that's not for you, you don't have to engage in this connection. I just want to make that clear. However, if you choose to, it might be a slow burn. It might be there might be an obstacle, there might be a practical obstacle. You might live in different cities. There might be something that needs to be overcome here. However, with the page talking about potential and the Nine of Cups on the back of the deck, this has the potential to be an extremely fulfilling connection. You know what I just realized? I'm sorry. I didn't put the deck down face up. This card just happened to be face up on the back of the deck. That's really weird. So definitely it was a card that was meant to come up, and I was meant to notice it so that I could talk about it for you guys after reading your spread. Like, yeah, there's a real potential to have your wish fulfillment type of relationship with this person, if you want to. If you want to. It's up to you. But if you've been trying to manifest a connection, particularly if you've been trying to manifest a connection with somebody specific, there might be a message. How do I put this? I think that some people come into alignment with a soulmate when both of them have done most of their healing. And then some people come into alignment with a soulmate when you're in the middle or in the beginning processes of doing that healing. And it's really just a matter of divine timing, you know, when these relationships come in. And I mean, I think, in my opinion, if I have to wait a little bit longer to come into alignment with a high-level soulmate, because one or both of us still has more healing, there's always more There's always more spiritual development. There's always more things to be healed and released. There's always more worthiness I could be working on. There's always something else I can be doing to up-leveling myself. And for me, it's like, well, that's great, because I know that when I do come together with the soulmate, I'm going to be in a really good place, and hopefully, like, they would also be in a really good place, and that's a positive thing, but it can take a long time to get there, and it's just a matter of having faith, right? However, I also think there's something to be said about coming together with somebody who is like a soul level connection, and doing that healing process together, because it builds a real sense of intimacy and trust, being able to heal with somebody else. So that might be something something that resonates for you. Again, like this would talk to me about doing healing work together, because both of you choose to, and you're both committing to that process. With the Nine of Cups, like the eventual wish fulfillment relationship, after a process of hard work. If that's not for you, you don't have to take it. But again, if you've been trying to manifest a specific relationship, particularly with a specific person, maybe somebody you already know, or with a specific type of person, then I would take this card coming out unexpectedly as just an additional message that the universe has heard you, and they're working to meet you halfway and give you your manifestation. So I did want to say that. With that said, that is where I'm going to leave your reading. It was meant to be a bit of a shorter reading. I think your pile's a little bit longer than pile 1, but that's okay. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you did like it, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below and let me know how this resonated for you. I also have a Patreon where I post bonus videos, and an Etsy store where I do private readings. So if you're interested in either of those, the link will be in the description. And thank you very much for watching Pile 2, and I do hope to see you in my next video. Hello Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the hot dog, this is going to be your reading for today, where we are taking a look at your next relationship. This is meant to be just a short, quick little reading, just to get some information about what you can expect, maybe some things to look out for, maybe some potential red flags. I don't know, we'll see what comes out in the cards. I do want to say that one card did come out twice while I was just shuffling the deck in between the piles, and it was the same card both times. It was the Nine of Wands. So we'll talk about that when we get into your reading. I just wanted to mention it before I forget. So with that said, let's get into it. Okay, can you tell me about... Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so what can you tell me about... Okay, we have the King of Swords here. Okay. We have the Wheel. That would be the Wheel of Fortune. What can you tell me about Pile 3? Okay. And we have the World. Beautiful. I am going to take the back of the deck. I accidentally did it for Pile 1, and then I accidentally did it for Pile 2. So, and then I looked at yours, and it's the Ace of Pentacles. So, I think that in a relationship reading, the Ace of Pentacles obviously talks about like the beginning of a new commitment. And so, this obviously talking about this connection having the potential to be a committed long-term relationship. If you want that, if that's what you're looking for, definitely this connection has that potential. I also think it's important. We have two aces, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands here, and the World. So there's, and the 10, like there's and actually the numbers that we have here, we have the 10, the 1, the 10, the 21 on the World, and then the 1 on the... There's lots of messages about endings and new beginnings. So, yeah, okay, we're going to talk about that. I want to start by taking your oracle cards. Okay, we have Nuts, which says sentimental, confused, unrealistic, which is interesting, and I want to get into that. We are, yeah, okay, yeah. We have worth waiting for, which says divine timing is at work in your love life. Definitely, I would agree with that, especially with the Nine of Wands showing itself when I was shuffling the deck in between the piles. The Nine of Wands in a relationship reading can specifically talk about, and this might be a feeling that you're currently feeling, can specifically talk about when we feel like we've been waiting for so long for a relationship to come in or for the right connection. And there's a message here, confirmation. This relationship is worth waiting for. There's the angels here, divine timing. So, and with all the energies here, I would say definitely this connection has been worth waiting for. So I wanted to say that. And then we have express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture, which I love. So with that, this might be a message. You might already know this person or have a crush on someone or have an idea of who you want to be in a relationship with. This might be encouragement to go for it if you do. Or this could just be saying, like, when you meet this person, you might, yeah, it might be being encouraged to just have the courage to make the first move. If that is not something that you would typically do, and it could be that this is the type of connection where you might find yourself unexpectedly feeling unexpectedly bold when it comes to this connection, if you're typically not the person who would make the first move. So that's a positive message. I'm sorry, I think I said that the card that came out was the Nine of Wands. It was actually the Ten of Wands. Now that I'm thinking, I just had the word 9 and the number 9 in my head, but it was the Ten of Wands. And I mean, what I said about maybe waiting for a long time for this relationship to come in, or to come into alignment, I think that still applies, especially with the worth waiting for card here. Might have been a long time coming. The Ten of Wands message is slightly different, and it does carry a feeling of acceptance, in terms of like accepting that the road to get to this relationship might not be easy, or might not have been easy. But there's an element of faith involved in terms of, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth the work that I've had to put in up to this point when I meet my person. That's kind of the message that's coming to me with the fact that I was seeing the Ten of Wands. Okay, and then we have the rest of your cards here. I gotta be honest, pile 3. I had to sit with this energy for a little while to kind of figure out what's going on here, because we have a lot of cards with a lot of energy. I think that it's really important that the first card we have out here is the Ten of Pentacles. This card does have a connection with money. It also has a connection with family. And when it comes out in a romance reading, it can sometimes talk about like family expectations or like feeling obligated to do things a certain way because of family. And, you know, when you apply that to a romantic relationship, it can talk about like, yeah, feeling pressure from your family to have a specific type of relationship or to go about your relationship in a certain way. And so that can bring up issues such as, you know, if there's like a family tradition, if someone in this connection, you or the other person, might be from a culture where it is customary to have an arranged marriage. It could be that this could be talking about, honestly, and you know, only take this if it applies to you, but this could even be talking about a queer relationship where there might be family pressure to, you know, to present as heterosexual because you don't want to disappoint your family, or because there might be specific family members might be homophobic. For example, those are just examples of that type of kind of family pressure to do things a certain way that might not be something that is in alignment with this relationship, and it might not be something that is in alignment with what that person wants out of their romantic connection. So I do think it's, again, really important that we're starting with this Ten of Pentacles. Talks about like family obligations when it comes to romantic relationships, and like family influence over a relationship. And then we're immediately going into the Ace of Wands. And these 3 cards, I think, are their own thing. These 3 cards kind of tell a story, and then these 3 cards, we're moving forward with these 3 cards, because again, this is like, I see this King of Swords examining this Ten of Pentacles. You know, like this person is looking this way and having like a moment of clarity here with the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands, the way I'm interpreting it in the spread might be that moment when the 2 of you connect and when there's a spark between the 2 of you. It's the start of something that sparks something within you and or within your person. You know, I can't say which one of you in the connection would resonate more for this spread, but these 3 cards are telling a story about you know, I was kind of locked into like a family obligation when it came to my romantic relationships. Something got sparked between me and another person. This is a new beginning. With this, something was ignited here, and now I'm examining all of my past beliefs. You know, how important is this to me? You know, is this something that I could work through with my family, or is this something that I might have to really take a really hard, honest look at in terms of, is my family ever going to be able to accept that that this relationship might not be what they want for me? It's that type of energy here with these 3 cards. And again, I mean, I can't say whether this would be talking about you in this connection, the other person in this connection, or the exact particular details of what we're talking about here. But that's the sense. It's like these 3 cards, something is ignited here in your connection with this person that's having them like look back and really take a hard look at this Ten of Pentacles and kind of maybe re-examine this. And I think it is ultimately going to be in a positive way, because the energy of the King of Swords, the King of Swords doesn't make decisions based on emotion. The King of Swords is very logical, rational, analytical, you know, and sees things clearly. This is a perceptive energy of, and you know, this king is just sitting and observing. And there's an owl here, representative of wisdom, the crow representative of spiritual support. So it's, you know, this king is sitting here and really contemplating and taking, again, a really hard, honest look. You know, and instead of saying, well, you know, screw you guys, you know, and running off to join the circus, this person is really kind of being very responsible about the way in which they are examining these things. And ultimately, at the end of the day, the King of Swords is going to do the thing that is best for them. But again, I think that's a positive message. And it might be whatever this spark between the 2 of you is, represented here on the Ace of Wands. It might have been a long time coming, and it might be something that, I think this King of Swords represents the other person's energy. If this is talking about them, this is like, the King of Swords probably is known for a long time. This is like, I can no longer ignore what I'm thinking here. You know, because now there's feelings involved as well. And so now I have to really face what's going on here on the Ten of Pentacles. And with sentimental, confused, and unrealistic, that there might have been a state of denial that this person might have been in about, you know, the reality of what their heart actually wants. And, you know, it's like sentimental, confused, unrealistic. They might have had like an unrealistically sentimental view of what they want in terms of their future, and put a lot of like emotional value into upholding a specific tradition, if that is something that resonates. Doing something that is in alignment with their family's values. You know, it's like there's an emotional sentiment connected to that idea, but they're confused about it because it's not something that works for them. It's not something that they actually want. And then with unrealistic, and you know, it might just be it's unrealistic for this person to expect to be happy in a relationship that's not right for them, to put it that way. Like they might have just this idealized version of this fantasy where they're able to please both their family and themselves, to put it that way. And then we have the Wheel, the World, and the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful energy here. You know, once this King of Swords is done their contemplation, definitely I can see that they will be moving forward. And this is a positive message. It has a positive feeling to it. The wheel talks about, about moving forward momentum. It talks about good fortune, like generating, being in alignment with the flow of the universe and generating good fortune as a result of that. Moving forward in alignment with your divine path, doing what is right for you. And the other aspect to the wheel that I wanted to talk about is, again, this is a confirmation about being in alignment, with our spiritual purpose. Because the wheel, it talks about destiny, it talks about fate, like our divine purpose in this lifetime. And the thing about the divine purpose is you don't have to do things that are in alignment. You don't have to follow. The thing about fate is there are certain things that are meant to happen for you when you are moving forward in alignment. But again, you have free will. You can choose not to do that. The good news of having the wheel here is this person here, whether this is you or the other person or maybe both of you, the good news with the wheel immediately followed by the world, immediately followed by an ace is we are choosing to move forward in alignment with our divine purpose. And the wheel in a relationship reading is like, this is a connection that has been meant to happen. This connection is meant to come in. It's going to be worth waiting for, and it's going to be an expression of love that I think is going to be really healing and important. And with the world here, ending a cycle. This is the last of the major arcana. It represents closing something out, usually in a positive way. It's usually like, it's not, in opposition to something like the Ten of Swords, for example. Whatever is ending or closing here is like, it's the right time, and it's usually not in a painful way. It's more just like we have accepted that we're leaving something behind in the past because it's over, it's done. We've done everything we can with it, and we're excited to move forward into the future, into the next cycle. You can see even the expression on this person's face is it was happy, hopeful, carefree, and the next, we'd be going back around to the Fool to start our next cycle with that carefree energy of the Fool. And then, the next card we have here is on the back of the deck, the Ace of Pentacles. Again, like a ready to commit to something new. And I think it's really interesting. We're starting with the Ten of Pentacles, and then we're starting back over here with the Ace. We're starting something new when it comes to our commitment. Is obviously can represent a new relationship, choosing to commit to a new relationship, and specifically in this reading, to me this is like I'm taking what I liked on this Ten of Pentacles, what worked for me, whatever part of this, the family values, cultural traditions, whatever we're talking about here, that I liked, that did work for me. I'm taking what I needed from that, what I wanted from that, and I'm choosing to do something new with it. I'm interpreting it in a new way that works for me, and I'm going to plant something new. So I think that is a beautiful message, and this whole spread's really talking about taking the opportunity when spirit and intuition comes knocking on the door and says, hey, something needs to change. To taking the opportunity to say, okay, I'm going to be open to that, and allowing it to bring positive change, to put it that way. So that's what I'm seeing, in terms of like, what is this relationship going to be like, all of those things. This is more of a message, I think, about like the importance of this relationship in terms of making important changes in the destiny of one or both people in this connection. And honestly, I think the actual relationship starts here on this Ace of Pentacles. And everything about the relationship is going to happen after the Ace of Pentacles. And so, so your spirit guides showed up today to talk about something slightly different than what your relationship with this person is going to be like. I think there's reassurance. It's going to be worth waiting for. There's a whole things about divine timing, especially with the wheel here. Like, this is divinely led connection. You are going to come together at exactly the right time to spark something. here, and it's like both people are ready. And again, if one of you needs to really take a hard, honest look at, you know, what's being represented here on the Ten of Pentacles, so you can make necessary changes moving forward, this is like they're in the right energy for that. You know, like this is the right time for that, and because it's the right time, it's going to be worth waiting for it. So to put it that way, and then with express your love, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. I think that it's like this Ace of Wands, it's like the Ace of Wands also talks about taking the initiative towards something. This is an action-oriented ace. It's like, and even the Ace of Pentacles, it's like we're, you know, the imagery here, we're planting something. We're taking an action towards something. We're choosing to start something new. And it's like, let's be courageous and make that first move, because it's going to spark something that's going to lead us directly into our life's purpose. And I think that that is a really important message. And then if we, you know, if we want to extrapolate whatever we can from these cards in terms of what is the relationship going to be like, with go ahead and make the romantic gesture, it could be that this is a very romantic connection, you know, that that you have a real romantic side, your partner has a romantic side, one or the other of your love languages might be giving gifts, or might be, what's the other one called? Acts of service, or and express your love could even be words of affirmation. You know, I just think that when the two of you do come together and spark something between the two of you, it's going to be like magnetic, is what I'm seeing. So again, the reading kind of a little bit off track from what I had intended it to be, but I still think there's an important message here in terms of how can you recognize when this is the next relationship that we're talking about, because I think this process of discovery here is going to be the hallmark of this relationship. And with the Ace of Pentacles, again, all of this stuff being in divine timing, like the perfect timing for this to happen, means that it is going to result in a committed relationship. And everything that happens after this Ace of Pentacles is really kind of, it's up to you and this other person, you know? So, with that said, I think that is where we're going to leave your reading today, pile 3. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did like it, please feel free to give it a like. Please comment down below and let me know how this has resonated for you. If you like my videos, you want to see more from me, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel. I also have a Patreon where I post bonus content, and an Etsy shop where I do private readings. So if you're interested in either of those, the links will be in the description. And with that said, thank you for watching pile 3, and I do hope to see you in my next video.